Okay, good afternoon, students. Am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, today we are going to, begin with your module 5 of compensation and reward system subject. Okay. In module 2, 3, and 5, if you just recall, no, your all the previous modules, we people have discussed something about basics of this compensation and reward systems. Then we have also discussed something on types of compensation what we people can expect that the companies are going to follow in calculating it, and also we have discussed some internal alignment and also related strategies of that. Then we have also discussed on competitive uh, what we say, like external competitiveness of any organization in holding its stake into the industry, especially with respect to the compensation. Fine. See, just recall it. What we people have done is that people have analyzed the internal environment of the organization, and then related jobs, whatever there's into the organization. Those all jobs evaluation we people have done internally, and we people have already understood something about or discussed about how best the jobs within the organization can be analyzed by comparing them and grouping them into what value those people are going to contribute to the organization, okay, and its objectives. That what we people have done, and we people have discussed on the pay sometimes also depends on the internal structure, as well as we people have also discussed in the last module, your fourth module, external competitiveness, the capability of an organization in paying compensation to its workers, and the types of jobs what it has into the organization compared to the competitors organization. Fine. See, these two things you people have to keep in the mind. One, the comparison of jobs within the organization, what internal structure we people have developed, internal alignment of the compensation, and also the external competitiveness, where competitors strategies of paying or what analysis those people have done with a related type of jobs, a similar type of jobs, what maybe the organization, your organization may be having it. On that basis also we people are going to set compensation. In this model what we people are discussing something apart from that, that remains as a base, which is very core part to understand by any HR professional as well as organization. That has to be there, where internal understanding of internal as well as external forces governing the compensation and reward systems. Here, what we have today that we people are discussing on the concept called as a performance-based compensation system or incentive. Here, these are type of say take any compensation incentive. What we people are going to pay to any said worker or any said job. It all depends on the type of risk a person takes on that particular job, as well as the person's contribution towards the job. Okay, so on that basis, what level of performance is being carried out by a person on the job, on given any job, and how best he has contributed to the objective of that particular you know um, organization, or any strategies what those people have planned to implement. How much that his performance has added to that implementation part in making that strategy more successful. On that basis, we people are going to calculate some extra amount apart from all whatever you people are going to pay as a in the form of compensation. Something extra we people are going to pay them for their extra effort or outstanding effort what those people put on performing the job. Okay, fine. So here this performance based compensation system, we look it as something related to the pay. Okay, is a salary which is going to be paid relating to what a person does a job, how well he is going to perform the job. On that basis, we are going to set a pay. Okay, on the basis of his performance, equal to the output what he gives to the organization. On that basis, some amount extra is going to be paid, or the salary is going to be paid to him. Fine. So that's why we say performance related pay is a salary which is going to be paid to the worker relating to how well that person has worked on the given task or a job. Okay, this what we should say it as a short, PFP, where pay for the performance. See here, this is something like a system. Pay for the performance is a system which we are directly going to tie it to the compensation, especially for the specific objective which has been set by the organization. Okay, and also whatever the objectives has been set by the top management. For that, we people are going to set this type of pay for the performance, a type of concept or system. Okay, remember this competitive pay everybody will not receive. Remember what we say is the competitive pay, but others are not receiving it, but somebody is going to receive. If we have around say a few employees into certain departments, everybody is not going to get the extra pay. Remember extra pay they won't get on the basis of a general contribution what those people do. Something a unique, very different, that the approach what any employee will be having among those group. Okay, among the group, one or two employees who will be having, okay, a type of approach what those people have towards the job given to them, and the way those people are going to perform the job will be something different from the others. So that's why we those people will get some pay which is very competitive. Means that others won't get, these people are going to get who are going to outperform the job. So that's why we say it as something like competitive pay is something always equals to the competitive level of performance. Remember the level of pay in the form of competitiveness those people get only when those people show the performance which is equal to the competitive level. Okay, then we have something pay above. Either no, the pay is something a very exceptional performance what those people are going to give. On that basis you people can give them something above the market, where your competitors are not also not giving for the similar type of jobs, or the similar type of performance what is given by those employees into that organization. Fine, other organizations. So here something pay above market for exceptional performance, very unique performance which cannot be given by anybody, but these people are going to give. So also sometimes what happens, we are going to, it is reverse of it, because when we talk about pay for performance, it's very hard to accept that how best a performance is given by an employee. In the same fashion, those people will also get compensation equal. But thing is, sometimes what happens, reverse of this, the other side of the coin, what we say, where even we people can reduce the pay for the performance which is very poor on the job. So for the poor performance, the salary will be also less. Okay, so here this type of this pay for the performance systems, where the employees will be getting a compensation, okay, on the basis of performance what I said. Okay, now here this pay for the performance systems, employees compensation is usually grouped on the basis of this, it has something like a fixed salary which we people are discussing in your module 1, a basic salary which is going to be fixed, and some variable components are there on the basis of which we people can easily identify whether the pay which is being given to the employee, whether it is on the basis of the performance what extra that person has given to the organization, what that person has shown, a level of performance while executing the strategies fixed by the top management, whether the performance of an employee or that individual has contributed to the achievement of the organizational objectives. So on that basis we people are going to vary. Now that requires a lot of understanding of the standards what has been set, because the standards are going to be set by the top management, and whatever the actual performance of that employee is will be compared with the standards, and on that basis you are going to have some variable pay, what we say variable components. There are certain type of variable components here. One, we have company equity, where the what so we say is phantom, or we say it as actual. Fine, the quantity and also the price which is to be paid are very critically based on some percentage of value added, okay, as determined by the performance management system. Here sometimes what happens, if you just recall in the last maybe in module 1 we people have discussed, where some amount of shares will be transferred to the employees on the basis of the the performance what those people have showed the whatever may be the face value of the share in the market. Okay, for some amount and some quantity shares will be transferred to those people. Just it will be acting or motivating. I mean, they will be acting like our owners also. That gives lot of boost to them to work much more better in the coming days. So we have second like bonuses. These are purely cash rewards, and that will be given to the accomplishment which is done by those employees in a very extraordinary way. Fine. And also some other related activities like distribution, maybe something like that. Okay. So maybe a core job what that person may be having. Apart from that, what additional that person is going to do for the organization along with the job given to him. So maybe that additional contribution which he has shown, okay, on the basis of his own, interest that he has taken an initiation on that basis also those people get extra bonus. And we have a gain sharing is purely some the result what uh, the organization gets out of the performance showed by the individuals. Fine. And maybe example like a profit. Now if the profit has been gained high because of the effort which has been put by those employees, on that basis some amount or portion of that profit can be distributed among them. So this is what we say as gain sharing, where based on performance versus the plan. Okay. Okay, till here any doubts that people have?
No, sir.
Okay. Now here we have like a questionable one always is this type of performance based pay can be a practical for any organization or not, or a company. So this we say like is performance based pay practical for company, your companies. Remember the success of the this PFP, the performance based pay system usually depends on a different type of factors. Okay, and the capability of the organization in handling that system into the a process. Fine. So there are certain factors like maybe the commitment of the employees towards the organization or company. It depends on that. Now if the if say for example employees are very committed to the organization and they look themselves that are also stakeholders of the organization for all gains and maybe losses of the organization, if that type of attitude is there, probably this type of pay for the performance can be better working out in such situations. And also sometimes length of the programs, how long any program or any task which is given to the individuals or a group of people who are working in the organization, even depends on that also. Certain factors, whether the length of program is too long, maybe the output can be very delayed to know about who has and how much. So waiting time period can also cause some stress into the employees. And we have like manager expectations versus employees expectation differs, because the pay for the performance which is going to be showed by any individual, usually he will be also having some expectation that the level of performance which he has showed, the equal amount of return that he is going to expect from the organization. And maybe this is something like he's going to communicate to the manager who is working on behalf of the organization, and that will be those the incentives or maybe bonus which will be communicated by the manager. Fine. What has been discussed by the top management with the employees. Fine. So maybe the expectation varies. There is something like mismatch between the managerial expectation from the employees' performance and the employees' expectation from the manager's incentive or bonus, which he is going to set it for the performance given by the employees. Then something like realistic balance of company cost and employees reward is also very difficult now. When we go with external competitiveness analysis, here what happens that many companies come with a different type of incentive schemes on the basis of the level of performance those companies employ show. Now probably the same thing cannot be followed. It all depends on the capability, financial capability of the organization in setting the same type of rewards to their employees. Okay, and how much the employees has been contributing, and what is the output, and whether the output is asking or bargains for certain level of the incentives or bonus in return that employees can get. whether that matches with the expectation or not. That both has to be taken into consideration. Fine. Realistically, now some companies will say that we are going to pay this much, but whether it is truly possible for any companies to handle such a systems is a very questionable time all the time. So we have something like seniority versus performance based system. Always it is debated one because we always talk about the human resource which we people keep them for a longer time. Fine with the organization. So here, when we are talking about pay for the performance, so remember performance is related to what output any individual is going to give, okay, at the end of his the work whatever he has accomplished. But when we talk about seniority, this purely talks about the tenure. Okay, how tenure means the time. We set as the time which any person has spent with the organization, where he's how much time into his life, life that he has given to the organization in working. Fine. So this is always contradictory. Some people say people have worked for a long time with you, and they have to be given more salary compared to the juniors. Sometimes what happens, juniors are very outperforming compared to the seniors, where they look for what they look for, whatever the output those people have given after accomplishing the job given to them, and how much the contribution, maybe the contribution of those juniors may be higher than the seniors. Okay, so juniors will bargain that we have to get much more than those people because the input which has been given for that success of the organization was much more than the seniors by the juniors. So here, this seniority based pay systems are always very which is sometimes is very preliminary based for any pay increase, especially when it comes to the time with the which the where the employees has been spent into the organization. Okay, they should be always remember, there should be a note that you people have to keep in the mind that this type of system will not can also take into account like a performance. But remember, the major the factor which we consider for pay hike, especially when it comes to the seniority, is the time those people have been into the organization. So that's why we say like pay for the performance, performance based type of systems, pay systems. Usually they are going to consider mainly the primary factor is what, the performance. Okay, on the say especially this the pay which is going to be increased, and also can be actually lead to a certain type of climate, especially in this pay, pay for performance based system. Okay, where all the employees will be working very hard, and also the achievement of the objectives will be very high, and the performance which the employees gives will be also very high. So here, what type of factors can be altering this type of pay for the performance system is, one is the way that the pay system will be communicated to the employees. Remember, the amount of communication about any pay, which will be any decision whether increase or decrease. The decision usually is going to be done by the top management, and especially this is very critical and crucial, very important function in if you take all the pay systems. And especially this worker should be told about this pay system clearly before they begin with the work, because there shouldn't be any contradictory or any confusing type of understanding between what has been set for performance, that in return those people are going to get in the form of some incentives or bonus. That has to be clearly told to them, fine, by the top management, and it's a duty of top management to see to it that whether those people have understood it or not. So this communication plays a very important role when it comes to making those employees to understand about the pay and the related decisions about it. Then we have like pay dispersion, where this is the extent to which any pay is going to differ across the employees, considering the same type of jobs both those people have. And also very important to the very effectiveness and implementation of any pay system which has been set by the management, especially based on seniority and the performance factors. And we have some rewarding. Okay, any doubts till here? Any doubts that you people have till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ouch. Okay. Next, we have something like rewarding the desired behavior. Remember, this is basic. Actually, I would have told you people in beginning of this model why the basic thing is why this pay for the performance system has to be brought into organization is because that looks like people will get extra money for the job excellently what those people have done. But remember, the main objective of this pay for the performance is the type of behavior which has to be brought into the employees towards the organization and the job given to them. It's the very biggest task for any HR professionals because just by just giving equal pay to everybody, okay, for the equal type of jobs they do in the organization, that is quite common. But thing is, generally when we talk about the commitment, when we talk about the passion, when we talk about the hard work, that won't come without any motive. So that may be the the getting extra may be the basic motive for any employees to have a type of behavior which will be helping them as well as the organization to keep them secured in the market. Fine, secured in the industry also. So that's why there are certain type of principles which will be guiding any HR professionals to make any reward system very effective, and bringing the type of behavior among the individuals into the organization. Okay, so there's a condition there are different types of rewards that people are going to get, the type of work those people do in the form of quantity and the quality, especially in the workplace. Fine, there's an example like rewards can be in the form of money, some extra benefit those people get, or maybe a time off from the work, paid leaves, paid vacations will be given to them to get something like like entertainment. They're getting entertainment or free from the work stress by giving some quality time to their family and the related personal works, etc. Fine. And sometimes even if you're acknowledging the work which those people have done well, even that can also helping. For example, acknowledging means what you're giving them some good words, talking about the good work those people have done among the other group members. That can also motivate them. Okay, we have certain guidelines here. One, we have reward should support the behavior directly aligned with the accomplished strategic goals. So somewhere rewards is talks about something like the type of behavior which is required to perform the job, right? Yes, if you want to get commitment by the customers, then commitment is a type of behavior which has to come for that particular type of job. So these rewards should be always supporting any organization in getting that type of behavior from the employees, which will be directly helping in implementing the type of strategies which has been set and reaching the goals. Then we have like second, the reward should be usually tied to the passion. Now that should have some value. It looks like something like very important and extra compared to the usual pay what those people are getting on that particular job. So passion, it should be directly tied to the passion of the person, and also the purpose. Remember, but not it should be like a pressure or a fear to the people that if you do only you will get, otherwise you will be getting reduction in the amount of that amount as a what do people get as a compensation. That type of threatening or coercion type of environment shouldn't be created because of these rewards. Then third one, like workers should be always able to understand it clearly, okay, and what we say, able to clearly associate the rewards, whatever along with, I mean, to the accomplishment what those people do, fine, the for the given task. So somewhere workers should also understand that what level of performance has to be given and how that performance is going to be assessed by the management. Then we have fourth one, like reward should occur shortly after behavior those people have exhibited. They are like intended to reinforce it. See, remember, reward should be given immediately once the performance that has been performed by the employee or a group of employees. Immediately that reward has to be given to them. Don't withhold them, because that behavior may change. A type of behavior which you people have expected and those people have showed it on the job. that behavior has to continue for the further success of the organization. So to make it the behavior consistent with all the different assignment which has been given to them or missions which is given to them, so what you do is you have to give reward immediately once the performance is been done. Then we have importance of sense of the purpose and feeling which should be appreciated, no doubt. As I told you, people know. I mean, we have something like that which you people can understand about this sense of purpose and feeling appreciated. Fine. Now we have certain guidance while you people are no rewarding the employees. Fine. Remember, there is no something a specific type of or rule or thumb rule when you people are rewarding the employees. Okay, there are no something basic or full and final type of rewards which every organization has to hold. Okay, they can consider it. So there's not a set of standard rewards which should be used for any employees or wherever any organizations. What you people can do is it says that on the basis of the type of people, their nature, their needs. Okay, on that basis you people have to understand what type of rewards can be helping you people to get the type of behavior from them. So we have rewards employees by letting them hear some positive comments from the customers. Sometimes no money is required. At least allow something, create some situation that any customers who has gained satisfaction from the employee service what those people have given, let that type of communication from the customers regarding the performance of the employees, let them hear it. Probably that can also help them to get motivated. Okay, and how their work was benefited the customers if they come to know, probably the same type of behavior can continue for different type of other customers in the next assignment. So we occasionally what happens, some board member or any maybe a chairman, MD, or maybe a vice president of that particular department has to come to them and meet those the employees who has outperformed personally. Okay, and thank them. Probably that can also motivate them in showing more loyalty towards the organization and also more commitment towards the performance. And as I told understand actually what motivates the type of employees, different type of employees. Each employee you should understand, see to it what exactly he is expecting, okay, from the organization for his performance. Right? In remember each monthly meeting or maybe day meeting or monthly meeting, anytime you take, if the meeting begins and meeting is called for all the employees, this says that few minutes that has to be taken before opening the meeting and mentioning about that the accomplishment or the achievement that that type of employee or maybe the group of employees who has performed, that can also keep some positive vibration into the other team members to get the same type of good words from the a top person who is responsible for handling those individuals and maybe a group of individuals, right? Then we have probably the most fulfilling for employees is to be able to work, work in such a something like very useful type of work, we say. Let them do some useful type of work which will be benefiting both employees as well as organizations. Such type of work has to be developed into organization. That sense has to come among the employees, the individuals, as well as the other group of employees, that the work which has been given to them is going to add value to both of them, to their career as well as to the organization. Okay, and also remember that make sure yourself that all the employees or each employee will be having the ability of understanding, and you should make them to understand about the mission which is given to them for the from the business. Okay, and how those people have to contribute to that particular mission in accomplishing it. So that sense has to be also there among the employees. Fine. Okay, now we have some okay, any doubts still here? Okay, so we have next does compensation motivates the performance? A very questionable
No,
one.
sir.
Obviously it is that everybody knows it that some. Hello, hello, may I know? Okay. Do I need to continue or you have any doubts?
So continue, no doubt.
Please, somebody was having some doubt, right? Okay. We'll do one thing. Regarding this, we'll continue with the next class. Fine?
Okay, sir.
Am I audible to you people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sandra, should we continue that in the next class?
Yes,
Rupa,
sir.
Deepika,
Continue
Sandra, right?
next class. Yes, sir. Next
Okay
class.
then. Okay. Okay. You have any doubts with respect to that? Please let me know it. Okay, in between. Fine. Okay. Then anyway, I will be
Yes, sir.
concluding this class. Okay. Have a nice day then. We continue the next class.